All right, now that we have those fairy energies in the room, I want to welcome you to another episode of the Spiritual Corner. My name is Prism, P-Chan, or PZ, whatever you want to call me, and we're doing another collective reading. I decided to pull out my little board to see what exactly we're going to be channeling today. I also brought out my spiritual cootie catcher to see if we are going to use that. Just a few things I might fool around with, I might not, maybe even a fairy whisper, but we're definitely going to start off with the board, do some tarot based off of what we get, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to go ahead. So we have 2 and 2, which is 4, so that means we get an extra roll today. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have 2 timelines collide, pay attention. Going for the second roll. 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're getting a gold coin, a new idea. Okay, second roll. That's 7. 1, 2, 3. Okay, an archetype. The fallen king, power lost, pride wounded, needing redemption or truth. And 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have the shadow feminine. So basically what I'm grasping from here is timelines are going to collide. I'm getting with you and another person. This could be one of these archetypes that came out, a shadow feminine or a fallen king, but this could also be a divine counterpart. This could also be a friend, a new group of friends, something like that. We're going to look into it. A new idea. This could be an idea that you already have but haven't actually executed, but this could also be an idea that comes from this collision. This could also be a collision of timelines, creates a new idea which causes like a shift in others, like the exposure of the shadow feminine and this fallen king could, or this person who was in power could fall due to this. It all depends on the tarot that we get next. I think I'll pull one after. I was thinking about using the fairy oracles, but I kind of want to use them as a message at the end. So I'm going to start off by using this deck and see what we get. Just give it a quick shuffle. And we're going to start off with the 2 timelines colliding. Let's see what comes out of that. This is feeling like very much future energy. Got a lot out here. So 3 of Swords reversed with the Sun, 10 of Swords reversed, and the Hangman. So this is actually beautiful energy to start. So a collision of timelines, maybe even a reconciliation with this 3 of Swords reversed out, a healing of heartbreak, a healing of hurt, pain, betrayal of the heart due to an exposure, or this healing brings happiness and joy. I'm getting exposure with the 10 of Swords coming out after that. It seems that with the 10 of Swords reversed and the 3 of Swords reversed, there is a betrayal here from the past that is receiving exposure or has been exposed. And it has caused the ability for these 2 timelines to not only collide, but heal from the betrayal that was caused. I'm even getting that there was a permanent ending here between this other timeline. So this could be a family friend or a lover who you lost due to some sort of heartbreak, um, and due to an exposure there was, or maybe even light shined upon whoever was in heartbreak, them coming into the sense of joy that they were able to finally, I'm getting, I don't know why I keep wanting to say recollect, but I really mean come into union. There's another word for it, but I'm going to use that, and help heal this previous betrayal that may have also included others with this Ten of Swords in reversed due to a new perspective. Let's see if we can get a little bit more energy on that. Or actually, I'm going to switch decks. I'm being called to do that. What's this perspective? So it looks like the perspective had to do with some sort of reciprocity, a lack thereof, something being one-sided. Maybe you gave a lot, or this other person gave a lot. Yeah, it's releasing this. So you could have been in a situation where you felt as if you were giving a very large amount and the person was breadcrumbing you, and this person has come into the understanding due to an exposure that they were living in a devil energy. They were feeling as if that this was fair when ultimately it was not, and they may have needed to separate themselves from your timeline when you, I'm getting that you went into a new timeline and this person stayed in the timeline that they were in order to finish the cycle that they had created due to their own toxic mindset, to their own habits of breadcrumbing, not committing fully to someone or something. With the Seven of Swords, there could have been a lot of, whether unconscious or conscious, sneaky behaviors, being deceptive, not giving you the full story, maybe even doing something behind your back. But there's definitely an understanding of this. This new perspective is causing them to look inside themselves. You could also be seeing them from a different perspective when this collision happens. You're able to see the change. You're able to see that they themselves see what they did wrong, or saw a situation the incorrect way if they weren't necessarily involved in this deception. Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm getting that you had to be independent from this energy. They see you as independent. They see you as flourishing, self-sufficient, someone who doesn't need to depend on others. You're very self-assuring. You are able to just, show your feathers off and not feel the need to be validated for doing so. They could have also found out this side of you, secretly, like maybe they were scoping around, whether you are online or just like, just doing secret research is what I'm getting here. But I'm mainly seeing this as more them realizing their deceptive ways, whether they were doing it on purpose or not. This could also be them seeing deception in the energy. If there were other people involved, like I said with the Ten of Swords reversed, they are able to finally see that they were unbeknownst to the deception that was around them. I'm getting also that these are, if they did have people included, these people were not associated with you until you know, met this person, or until you started to hang around this person, if it's a family member or friend. One more on this. Yeah, yeah, this is beautiful. They also see you as the Empress, the Nine of Pentacles and the Empress. You are a someone who is very creative. You create things out of nothing. You birth what you want to see in this world. You're an earth angel. I'm also getting with the sun energy, you are very much grounded in your creative energy. um I don't know why I'm also getting sacral energy, so you could be very good at um maintaining a sense of calm. You're not full of anxiety, or if you are, you're able to detect why, or detect how to maintain that and transmute it into something else, even pivoting your mind to creation, which kind of goes into this new idea. But this could be a new idea of someone, of something. um, but with you having this creative energy, this could definitely be a new idea that you're deciding to create. So let's go ahead and see what we have here. So new idea. King of Pentacles. Okay. Six of Cups. So this King of Pentacles could be that other person from that timeline that you're colliding with. This could also be someone that you're seeing in a new light. You have a new idea about this person from the past. This could also be a, don't mind that, that's my mom cooking. This could be a soul connection with this King of Pentacles. He is in the upright, but we'll see exactly who this is. What else do we have here? Four of Swords. Restlessness, awakening. This can go a lot of ways. So far I'm getting like an awakening energy. Maybe this King of Pentacles is awakening to who you are, going back to this spread over here. This could also be someone who is who is maybe, yeah, I'm really getting that awakening energy. They used to be asleep, maybe avoidant to who you were, or just unaware, unconscious. I'm sorry, unconscious to who you were. And now they're becoming a little bit more conscious. They're seeing you more in a light of someone who can create, someone who can take care of themselves, someone who has new ideas as well. What else? Six of Wands. Well, that just changed the tone. Let's get more on this and see exactly what this is. Spirit, what is the Six of Wands in relation to these other three? Six of Wands to the reverse to the Ten of Wands reversed. Let's see. Knight of Pentacles. So this is shifting. The person here, hold on, I'm gonna pull a couple on the side here. King of Pentacles, is this person the same person from the other spread? Yes. Okay, so with the Death coming out, I'm getting this person I don't know why I want to say this man. It could be a man, but it also could be a female in a masculine energy. This person is seeing you from a different perspective, and they're also seeing themselves in a new perspective. They have a new idea of who they used to be. This King of Pentacles, Six of Cups. They see it's like they're awakening and they're embarrassed, is what I'm getting with this Four of Swords to the Six of Wands, both in reverse. They're laying down the burden of this, but it is causing them to pause with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse to really assess what they kind of put themselves into, or what they've gotten themselves into. There could have been a lot of being very, it's like they were holding on to an idea of who you used to be. They were holding on to who they thought you were, who they thought they were as well. And I'm also getting that they were holding on to something that caused, because the Ten of Wands is very much in the upright. It's a sense of carrying burdens that are unnecessary to carry. Whether it be that they put themselves in a situation that caused unnecessary burdens, or if they are like a people pleaser, taking on a lot of other people's burdens and it causing them to feel burdened, when if they let all of those that don't belong to them go, they wouldn't feel that way. So I'm definitely getting that, especially a King of Pentacles. That's someone who's structured, who has a sense of knowing how to like keep structure. It's someone who is wealthy, or they are wealthy in spirit. They are very warm with their leadership. They are also someone who is like head of household, kind of King of Wands energy, but very much in a financial sense. They are something of a um, father figure, but more in the material sense. They're not materialistic, even though they can be if they're in the reverse, but they are able to, I guess you could say, obtain the material. Let's see. Eight of Pentacles landing next to the Seven of Swords. Deception. Yeah, so I'm getting that this Four of Pentacles to the Eight of Pentacles is they were holding on to what they were deceiving you with. It's almost like they felt like they needed to do this. They needed to, it's like someone who is not able to, for example, if you dealt with someone who wasn't able to articulate themselves, they almost felt like they needed to move or not speak about certain things that they probably needed to get off their chest. Especially with the Ten of Wands reversed, it's like holding on to things that are burdensome to them, instead of letting them go, instead of releasing them, instead of talking about it, they worked to deceive. So I'm getting a very unconscious energy, someone who isn't necessarily trying to hurt you, but through finally stopping and sensing out themselves, working through what they need to work through, whether that be, childhood trauma, or just, habits that they have built over time. They're finally able to let go of who they used to be, and see where they went wrong, see what caused them to maybe even go into this or stay in that timeline that they were in. I'm also getting here, this is giving them a sense of embarrassment, them awakening to to this person that they are, or rather who they used to be. Because I'm definitely getting a lot of healing energy with this first spread. So this person is assessing, they're getting a new idea of why you could have left, why the timelines had to split, why they needed to go on their own journey, and who they have been being for so long. One more on the spread, the High Priestess. And I'm getting with this, you were able to see this as well. The High Priestess is someone who can see all, they see through the veil, they are able to detect the unconscious thoughts of another. Like, I'm getting someone who is able to, it's like when someone says that they know someone more than that person knows themselves. And I don't think that this was like a know-it-all energy. I think that you were just very much, it's like you could see that person, you can see yourself in that person, you know. You were able to just like tell that they were troubled in a lot of ways. They weren't able to express what they truly wanted to work on, who they truly wanted to be, and they put their effort in other things that didn't necessarily bring them any joy. If anything, it caused them burdens, and it caused a stagnation for them. Even though this pause is definitely coming out as more of a conscious pause, I still feel that they would have been able to avoid all of this had they addressed these shortcomings before. You could have had tried to help them with this. However, you know, they could have also had moments where they had opportunities to look at within themselves, but maybe didn't know how. And you probably were the catalyst to that, especially with the Three of Swords, Ten of Swords being both in reverse. I'm seeing them as that when you stepped away, when you went into your new timeline, this caused heartbreak for both of you. So this ultimately caused them to say, you know, what did I do wrong, and look within themselves. So this is very much you being a catalyst to someone changing for the better. Whether you guys just end up you know, rekindling, or you know, you're able to come together, speak about what happened in the past and move forward, just going into two different timelines, theirs being a new one and yours being the one that you're in your new start, or in your current phase. You are, you're just helping another person, you know, see who they are and be who they want to be, rather than being who they thought that they needed to be, or being in the survival mode to maintain a certain energy, an energy that they didn't need to be in. So let's go ahead into the Fallen King. This could actually tell a story about this person a little bit more, and how they got to this Fallen King. But this could also be, if they aren't the Fallen King, someone else. Maybe they, with the wheel turning in the favor of this King of Pentacles, they are falling, so they could have some sort of string or cord attached to this person when they are in that energy. But seeing that they have come out of this energy and they've been able to um, fix who they are and even mend things with you, this could cause a domino effect for others who may have been what's the word, like enforcing that, and enabling them to continue that path. So the Fallen King, power lost, pride wounded, willing, needing redemption or truth. And saying that we already have that, it seems like you guys are helping, like he's able to redeem, but with this embarrassment of what this person, I'm saying he for the fact that we're dealing with a masculine energy here, but it doesn't have to be he, it could be a she. He is embarrassed. They could want redemption, and that's where we're in that arc. So let's see how this comes out. Three of Cups. So yeah, I'm getting what I was getting before. This is a domino effect. If there was a masculine involved with you who was on the karmic side, who may have caused this person to continue down this route and hurt you in the process, they're in a gossipy mood. They could have also had a falling out in a friendship, whether they would be connected with this person or it be others who were either involved or weren't necessarily involved, but had heard the story and continued the gossip, if there was gossip. I'm getting that there may have been a little bit of gossip as well. Nine of Cups reversed and King of Wands. Yeah, this is someone that's impulsive. They are not getting what they want, and I'm assuming what they wanted was to keep this person in this energy for their own benefit. What benefit of that, I don't know, but they definitely wanted to continue to keep this person in an energy that was very low frequency, a low vibration. Queen of Wands. So it is in the upright, but like I said earlier about the King of Pentacles, it can be in the upright all at once, but this could also be like a facade. Um, However, I'm getting this is them wanting to move towards you, this fallen king. Maybe they want to direct some sort of energy towards you, like because they aren't getting what they want you to feel how they feel. They could also just be very much admiring you from afar, whether this person was involved in gossip or not, which I'm getting that they definitely were. Let's see how this goes. Actually, before we do, let me see. Who's this Queen of Wands? So, let me get one more. Three Pentacles. Interesting. This might be the shadow feminine character, someone that wants to present themselves as very radiant, creative, someone who is passionate, someone who goes and gets what they want, because a Queen of Wands or anyone in the Wands energy is definitely action. So this is someone who acts, but not impulsively. This is someone who acts very much with intention. They are intentional with their movements. However, you know, this is just a facade for this person. This is a Three of Pentacles, three. That's interesting. The Empress card, which is 333. So I'm getting that you are a master of balancing out energy, mind, body, soul. You're able to just find ways to alchemize and transmute, maybe even this Empress in reverse. So this could be a mother figure, it could be a mother, it doesn't have to be, but this is someone that can't create. They lack the ability to be nurturing, they lack the ability um, to be self-sufficient, because this is all the queens in one. They don't have a good intuition, or rather they don't use their intuition. They are very opportunistic, or their gold digging energy. Someone that's just not able to work with others, but this person definitely worked with this fallen king. So yeah, this is definitely a totally different energy I'm getting. This is someone who is probably part of this Three of Cups situation. So let's see. Hold on, guys. Okay, sorry about that. So the Queen of Wands, let's see. Six of Wands, Judgment reversed, the Wheel, Wands reversed, Lovers. Okay. So what I'm getting here is someone wants recognition, but they refuse to face who they truly are, or even face. You know what? I'm actually getting this in a different way. It could be that they don't want to face because they're positioning themselves as an upright energy. They don't want to face who they truly are, but they also are receiving negative judgment. The wheel is turning in your favor, is what I'm getting with the Wheel of Fortune being upright, or the wheel is just turning and it's causing um, a foundation to lose its structure, to cave in, is what I'm kind of getting here. And this is due to someone that's not choosing them. Whether this be in a romantic sense, a family sense, or this is all just friends. Um, Especially with the Three of Cups reversed here, there is a fracture that's happening due to things changing. I'm also getting the wheel of things turning being someone's healing. So there's someone that you're going to be colliding with, someone that you're going to be crossing paths with, or maybe even converging into a new path where you guys are actually able to come together after a conversation, and you're able to work together, is what I'm getting. They're able to let down their burdens, and you're able to be who you've always been, who you were meant to be, which is this self-sufficient um, energy, this creative energy, the Empress, Knight of Pentacles. um, I'm also getting here, if this is a lover situation, this person wanted to be recognized as the true counterpart, as the true, because with the Four of Wands reverse and the Lovers, the Four of Wands also stands for a twin flame union. It doesn't have to be, it could also be even soulmates. But this person is coming up as a false soulmate, someone with a false foundation, someone who has built something on a false foundation. Maybe even been the wrong choice for someone. And they did this by wearing a mask, to receive some sort of attention. Also, it doesn't even have to be recognition, they could just want attention. And they may have gotten it with it being upright, but the wheel has turned and they're not getting a something that's going to last, is what I'm getting here. All right, so maybe this will go into the shadow feminine here. Speaking of the fallen king, it seemed like this person didn't really pop up. All we know is that they were in a group. They didn't get what they wanted out of whatever they were doing, which mainly probably consisted of gossip and slander. And whatever they did was impulsive, and they were being impulsive with another person. Um, I'm also getting from this energy, this could have been a person who wants to be your lover, this fallen king. They wanted the whole shaboodle if they aren't a family member, and they didn't get it. They weren't chosen at all, even with this facade, is what I'm getting. So you could have, if you weren't very discerning at the time, like maybe you entertained this person, something led you to moving away from this person. You didn't give them the power and the control. You might have even said something to wound their ego, which caused them to feel like they lost their power or feel fallen. Maybe I can ask real quick, what their Nine of Cups was. What's the Nine of Cups reversed? So what I'm getting here is, if this was someone that wanted to actually be with you and you sense that intuitively, whether it actually came onto you or not, and you just felt it in the vibes, they were trying to pull you down. They were trying to dim your light. Whether they were jealous of you or they wanted a chance with you, but saw that, you know, your true beauty. They saw you as the Nine of Pentacles, the Empress. They saw you as someone who was very, um, like, not on their level. They wanted to bring you down to their level and cause you to be someone that you're not. I'm getting fallen star with the star reverse death. They wanted to kill your light, and this person did not succeed. You're actually still coming up as who you are, warm and beautiful as ever. And whether man or male or female, you encompass this nurturing energy. You're able to still create. You're able to still have a sense of self-love, but also a beautiful, loving energy to all that you speak with, all that you cooperate with. Like, you're able to cooperate with others. You're able to shine light into others, and this person wasn't able to stop that. Anything else on their wishes? They also wanted to, with the devil reversed and the wands reversed, I'm getting that they wanted to entangle themselves or attach themselves to anything that you were creating. So let's say you were creating a business, they wanted to attach themselves to that. Very much opportunistic vibes here. So they could be a Queen of Pentacles reversed, the opposite of this person, um, who they tried to possibly turn against you, or who they try to keep in their energy, keep them to be like them, you know, someone who wants to take from others, someone who wants to bring others down, is what I'm getting here. So this is interesting. This is very interesting, this fallen king. So if this resonates with you, this person did not get what they wanted. So it doesn't really matter, but at least this is confirmation for you that um, not only did they not get what they wanted, they are not cooperating with who they used to cooperate with, by the way that it's coming out as well. Oh, might as well keep these. Shadow Feminine. Let's see who exactly this Shadow Feminine is, or if it can tell us more. Or maybe it will even shine a little bit on their story, since we got basically the tail end of where they're at. So this landed on the Empress. Even though the Page of Swords is upright with the Eight of Cups, I'm getting that they didn't walk away from talking about you, looking at you. This could also be someone who is looking at your socials, stalking you, and that's not to fearmonger. You know, some people will linger, and that is ultimately due to the divine wanting to have them watch your come up, and that being their karma is them watching you flourish and watching you, you know, do um, what you want to do, what you desire to do, and while they aren't able to do anything or get what they wanted out of your energy. Let's see what else we get here. The moon and the wheel of fortune is upright again. Yeah, they are watching. They can't look away. They can't walk away from this, and it's revealing something. It's revealing something that they possibly didn't know, or maybe had even unconsciously knew about but didn't want to face. And that is that the wheel is turning in your favor with the wheel and the moon reverse. um Lots of tens out here. The wheel, um, Ten of Swords, Ten of Wands. I mean, it's not a lot, but to me, that's a lot. Oh, and then the wheel again. So the wheel is like definitely turning, regardless of how these people wanted things um, to not turn in your favor. It's turning, and there's nothing that they can do about it. But yeah, this shadow feminine was definitely watching you, definitely talking about you. They could also be learning from you, and I would hope that they would learn to not participate with people who just want to control and dim and be better than this person. Um, and maybe even be a better person, maybe even look at themselves with the mask off and see who they truly are so they can move forward being someone that isn't a liar, someone that's living in their truth. Because even if you're lying to yourself, you're still a liar. But I'm getting they did more than just lie to themselves. Let's see what we get here. I'm just gonna move these over so I can have just a little bit more room. But as I do, let's just do a recap. Yeah, you have a timeline that's going to collide with someone else, whether you guys stay in each other's lives or not, move towards different directions. You have been the catalyst for someone's awakening. And not only have they awakened to who you are, they have awakened to who they are, and they have a new idea of themselves, of life, and of how they need to move moving forward. They have taken the time to pause, or they're still in that pause mode. Um, and you'll be having this talk with them, or you'll hear about them in the future. They have been able to do the work, and in turn, it is causing other people to be exposed. It's causing other people to see that they aren't getting what they wanted. It's causing other people to ultimately not win the game that they started. Because I'm not giving my collective to someone who starts drama. They may finish it. They may uh, even you may get some truth out of them. I don't feel that a lot of us, because an empress isn't someone who has to prove themselves or explain themselves to people. Yes, you may get them to, be honest about a situation, but they're not going to sit there and explain every single detail about why you should believe them. They will show you more than they will tell you. Ace of Cups reversed. Hmm. King of Wands reversed. So I'm getting this and confirmation verb. This Queen of Wands who is trying to come up in the upright, but who is actually an Empress reverse, which means that they're a Queen of Wands reverse. They could be a sister to this person, doesn't have to be a friend, or they could also be in a relationship with this person. This fallen king is what I'm getting here, uh, especially with the power lost. And the King of Wands is someone who is a leader, who has the power to guide others, and people listen. This is a father figure. It doesn't have to be a father, but is someone who is seen to a lot of people as someone who they can look up to. And this person is in reversed. So this could be two people who live in the same energy, if that makes sense. Okay, this is upright. So King of Cups and the Hanged Woman. So what I'm getting from this is there isn't going to be, because the wheel has turned, a love offer. You know what I'm also getting? I'm getting that this King of Wands could also be this Queen of Wands in the upright, someone who is leading with a masculine energy. But this could also be someone that's drained. This King of Wands reverse could be a masculine who is void of all emotion or isn't getting a new start in love. They could also see a connection in a different perspective here. I'm going to ask really quick. This Two of Cups, is this a connection, or is this a connection that's yeah, so they could see um I'm getting that, yeah, you have caused a crazy catalyst for somebody else on top of this catalyst for um so this is the domino. Basically, you were the catalyst for this person who was your past person, whether they were a soulmate, a soul connection, if you guys are going to actually have some sort of reconnection or not. You were able to cause this person to reassess themselves and heal, and through a conversation or even just acknowledgement of the past, they are able to heal as well as you. Now, not only do they see where they went wrong, I'm getting that because this king fell, which in turn made all of the flying monkeys and the accomplice who's coming up here fall, who may have also a connection with this person, this King of Pentacles. Um, it is causing them to not only look at what they've gotten themselves into, especially with watching you and not being able to take their eyes off of you. They are realizing a lot. They are realizing that whatever they started, whatever emotion that they have for this person who they decided to join, with the Three of Cups in reverse coming out again in this deck, they're realizing a connection in a different perspective. It's like they're able to see why they got together with this person, what it was built on, whatever. And it's making them see something differently. I'm also getting that they could also see the King of Wands reversed or the fallen king as someone who is void of emotion, or maybe is emotionless. Maybe there was a conversation, or maybe even them thinking back at the conversations of you that they were having, the gossip and the lies that they had built, and they're just like, this person is soulless. They lack a open heart chakra. They are heartless. They are very I'm saying this, but I'm not a doctor, and this is only if it resonates. Maybe they see them as a sociopath, someone who just completely will do whatever and not have any sort of guilt, remorse, or anything like that. Hierophant. Yeah, they're also looking into their beliefs with the Hierophant being out. They're seeing their beliefs, or even the King of Wands beliefs, in a different perspective. Yeah, she's saying, I'm saying she because the queen came out, but it could be a he. She's seeing her perspective totally different. She's also probably seeing um, just the partnership in general differently, and why this was so damaging to what is happening now. Um, she's still not fully. Let me see. Just coming to So with the page of swords coming out again, I'm getting that watching you has caused a small awareness, the beginning of an awareness, not fully in an awakening stage, but they're beginning to see your perspective. They're beginning to see where you were coming from, and they're beginning to see that they got themselves in a pickle for not only no reason, but like what was the outcome of it. If anything, they exposed themselves to be the person that they didn't want to be. Whether they have fully seen themselves as the person that, who they really are, like the real, dark side of them, they're starting to see the dark parts. And it's causing them to just really evaluate who they are. So that's insane. I mean, this is the job of earth angels, of light workers, is to, when you come across someone, you either heal them or you become their lesson. And as painful as it is to go through that, it is also beautiful in a sense, because walking away, whether they accept it or not, they see who they are now. Now it's up to them to do something about it. And if this person wanted to be chosen, or even wants love in the future, whether that be platonic or romantic, they got to change. They have to. And they're starting to see that now. And they're also seeing through you who they want to be moving forward. And that's a beautiful thing, to want to be someone who is an upstanding citizen, someone who is very good at adapting, someone that is very good at just loving people and being themselves unapologetically. That is a beautiful thing to strive to be. Now, if they're going to copy and paste you, um, or actually do the work and become a better person themselves through the lens of who they are, is another story. That's something that they will have to choose themselves. And if you're watching and you are a karmic and you're trying to cross watch this person, maliciously or not, know that you have the ability to do that. It's just, you really need to want to do the work. You really need to commit. And you also, if you are trying to keep this structure together that you're in, whether it be platonic or romantic, you need to let it go. You cannot build anything new off of something old. And that doesn't mean you need to completely kick that person that you're trying to keep in your life, but you do need to have an honest conversation with them about who you are and who they do not deserve, and who you deserve to be, you know? Um, it's seeming like you may have intervened in a connection that was never yours to begin with, and you really need to let it go. And if you want love, whether it be platonic or romantic in the future, that's the first thing that you need to do, is let go of what you've lost. It's okay to do terrible things and take responsibility for them, accountability, and get a new path, but you have to own up to it. And I'm not talking about someone that's coming in trying to kill somebody, or trying to completely destroy somebody's psychological, um, like emotional state. I don't mean anything like that. If you're doing that, you really need to just stay away from people, like honestly, for a while. But if you just like made a mistake, Mr. Trying to be Mr. Still your man, or Mr. Still your girl, sir or ma'am, you know, you're like, people are going to make mistakes, or rather do intentional things thinking that this is the way to be happy, and learn down the road that that's not the way. And not only learn from that, take what you learned and apply it to become a better person, or in order to attract your own love, and the divine gives you a chance to do that. The universe gives you a chance to do that. It's just up to you to make the choice to take it once you find out that that's what you need to do. All right, so I'm gonna end it. All right, the fairies and spirit want me to pull a fairy oracle card, so I will, and then I'll end it with a fairy message, and then we'll get out of here. Gatekeeper. Fairy time, time shifts, dimensional slips. I never read the book in my shorts, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that today. 45, if that's significant to you, you could be 45. You could also know someone in this situation that is 45. April 5th could be a significant date for you, or even May 4th. So 45. Also 9, which we are in the ninth year, the year of the 9. So that's also crazy that we're getting this. So this is going to be your last message until the new year, at least for this channel. All right, so Gatekeeper. And in reverse, since this takes reversals, it goes on, but I'm gonna just read you the small bit. Oh no, it's not too long. Refusing to acknowledge that time bends and shapes according to your perception, holding on to control, a belief in moving forward always at any expense, because to do anything else is kind of death. Experiencing time measure beating differently, but refusing to feel safe within it. Conditioning, operating at full force in regards to belief around time. You may find it very difficult to be on time when this card appears reversed. Ask the Gatekeeper for assistance, and then time will be your friend, and you will dance within its flow. So I'm getting that, especially with this reading, a lot of the people involved is a lesson to you, a reminder to you to not just move in a way to just move, you know? Like, regardless of who you step on, regardless of how much it hurts, you don't need to continue to be a certain way or to continue to go down a certain path because you feel that like not moving at all is death in itself. No, you are allowed to take breaks. You are allowed to stop and smell the flowers or look at a situation fully for what it is, rather than taking pieces of it and impulsively moving forward and not really obtaining or absorbing the lesson and processing it. And this in itself was a lesson for a lot of people, especially you. So I feel like this message more so goes for them, but continue to move in your time and continue to shift timelines and continue to like be a better person, even if it's 1% a day. And don't allow yourself to think that just because you're moving forward, doing however you're doing it, that it's okay. Assess how you're moving, move with intention rather than just moving in general, and don't I'm getting like, don't deny yourself these changes, that's the lesson. Whether you're a cross watcher or you're a person who dealt with these energies, never forget that. Never forget to move with intention, and when life calls for you to shift with it, flow with life. All right, and lastly, a fairy message. Fairy wisdom. Give yourself a little time for peace and deep connection. Tune into nature. Feed your energy field. Oh, feel your energy field grow as you more fully become your beautiful, magical self. So again, take time to have a mental pause, physically pause, and really absorb everything that you're experiencing for what it is, because that's where you miss the subtleties in life. That's where you miss the synchronicities. I don't have to tell you that, though. Most of you are already moving that way. If anything, this is just a reminder. So I want to thank you for watching this reading, or just taking the little bits that you needed to hear. If this resonated with you, leave a like and a comment. I would love to hear your story, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.